Will websites ever die and go away completely? I don't really believe so, but there's a lot of talk on social media, like on LinkedIn especially. People are talking about how AI is going to replace web developers and websites. Everything will just be automated in the future. And I tend to believe that that's not necessarily the case. I think AI will help a lot with creating websites and generating pieces of websites, but there's always going to be a requirement for web developers and people to kind of help with that. And I think the web as it is right now will somewhat, the fundamentals are still going to be very, very similar to what we run right now. There's still going to be websites you go to, still going to be shopping online, still going to be social media sites. Like a lot of that's going to stay the same 20, 40, 60 years in the future, in my opinion. Now, people believe, that we could have radical shifts in technology where people are looking at, if they're on their holograms in their glasses, or, they're all in those all day long. But I tend to think that ultimately the web, the way that we view it online in the browser, that's going to stay relatively similar to what we're seeing it right now. Now, yes, there could be definitely some overlying like AR type of thing where you're seeing different parts of the businesses out there in the world overlaying with data. As you're walking around, you see like all kinds of information that's kind of being shown on smart glasses or things like that. Like, yes, that could definitely happen, and there will be some changes, but ultimately I think websites and marketing and online marketing are going to stay pretty similar. Like, I wouldn't bet on thinking that it's all just going to go away and there aren't going to be online marketing where people are doing SEO and websites and things like that. So anytime you hear somebody saying, like, oh, websites are going to die, web developers are going to go away, programmers are going to go away, SEO is going to die. That's been something that's been parroted for a long time, ever since those things have been invented, and they're not going away. They're still here. And I still believe that in 20, 40, 60 years from now, my company sells websites, we build websites, we sell that as a product. I don't think our fundamental core of our business is going to change that much. Yes, we have to adapt for new technologies, new coding technologies, and the way that certain websites are going to work. But I don't believe that our business model is just going to completely go away like Blockbuster evolved in that regard. Now, I could be wrong about that. I'm willing to admit that I could be wrong, but I tend to feel like I have a pretty good pulse on what is going to happen in the future, at least up to a certain degree. And I can see in the next 5, 10, 15 years that we're still going to be doing the same type of website building, same type of marketing and things like that. Not that much is going to change. Now, we could be adding websites to the VR spaces. So, just like how we added apps as an extension of a business. So a business used to be able to have a website and, they could have some social pages, but now they could have an app in the App Store. I feel like the same thing's going to happen for VR, where some businesses are going to want to add a VR experience. So people are going to be able to maybe come into your boutique and try on clothes virtually. So it'll be the actual clothes you have in the store, which you will upload into a certain system so that they show on the models so that you can see them online. Or if you're a landscaper, maybe you could go in and you could virtually load up your house and look at the way that this new rock formation in the front with these new trees laid out, and then, oh, maybe you want to switch it up and you want to do like a pond over here, or you want to do, so like, I think that's going to allow you to interact with the business in a virtual environment and try out different products and services and see how you like them with your own body, or with your actual house, or with your car. So I think that's going to become something. I think we'll definitely be using that type of technology in the future, but just because that might be invented and people start to use that, doesn't mean that the old website, the way that people browse the web right now, is going to completely go away. Like, that's not going to just disappear. So I think there's this idea that when a new technology comes out, it could just kill the old technology. And sometimes that is the case. But in my opinion, I don't think that's going to be the case when it comes to websites and online marketing. So I would still be investing heavily in that. I'm still heavily invested in that. I feel like we are still going to be working on that 20, 40 years from now. But what do you think about it? Do you think the whole web as we know it could be completely gone and we're just totally interacting in a VR space, or some other technology we don't know yet that hasn't been invented? I would love to hear from you. Definitely sound out down below. I think it's a fun conversation to have. And let's see who's right. Let's look back at this video 20 years from now and see, who was right about this. Have things fundamentally changed in this video, we weren't able to predict the future, or if things are pretty much the same as they were, and my vision of what could happen was pretty on the point. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this is an interesting topic, and I really appreciate you checking out my videos as always. My name is Joe Silvestroni with SkyPoint Studios, and I will see you on the next video.